Howdy, welcome to this episode of RomLabs. My name is Rick, and today I'm going to be doing a lab upgrade. I'm actually going to be upgrading my soldering iron. I got a Hakko FX-888D digital soldering station. I'm going to unbox it, show you what I think about it, and compare it to my old soldering iron, and kind of tell you why I went with this one over some other options. Let's get started. So this is my first big boy iron. This is a Solomon SL30 CMC, and it is a digital temperature controlled soldering station. It's got normal DIN style plug here and temperature control display. I can read the temperature. It's got a pretty decent iron. I've not had a problem with it. Silicone cable. This sometimes comes out, but otherwise it's been really decent. If it wasn't for the fact that I was having issues finding these tips, I probably would keep using this. And what it came down to is these tips are just hard for me to find anymore. I bought this iron, I think about 10 or 15 years ago at a place called Philcap Electronics in Akron, Ohio. I bought a few tips when I got there, and this is the last one I have. Other ones I've used it chewed up and used up or have lost through various moves. And it's actually pretty difficult to find a reliable, consistent source of these online. When I can't find them locally, and when I can't find them in Atlanta, when I go to Fry's Electronics or Micro Center, I just kind of want to get a different iron. And that was the main driving force. Otherwise, I'd probably be using this iron if I could find these tips reliably somewhere. I think I'm going to keep this iron around and maybe turn into a desoldering iron as a future project. But for right now, it's time to kind of put this one aside and move on to the new hotness. And that is the Hakko this FX-888D. I actually got this on Black Friday. It's been sitting here waiting for me to do this video. Since then, I haven't had many projects come up that needed it, and it's a Hakko. What can I say? It's a good, solid next step up in a soldering iron. The reason I went with Hakko is I could have found another off-brand and probably paid less and been happy with it, but I had problems finding tips. I can find the Hakko tips online. I can go to Micro Center. I can find them at Fry's. They're pretty standard tip, and this is a very common iron. I'm not going to get into a lot of details about it. Obviously, there's some good videos. Dave from the EEV blog does a great comparison between this and probably the Weller equivalent, which is a Weller WE1010 or 1010, whatever you want to pronounce it, which is another great iron. I looked at both of them, and I ended up going with this one mainly because it was on Fry's had it for a Black Friday sale. I want to say I spent like $60 on it or $70, and you can usually find these on sale for about that. And so let's go ahead and pop the box and see what we got. It's kind of interesting. It does come with this nice little slip cover, and it does show you on the back a bunch of the different tip types that you can buy with it. Now, the one thing I think I don't like about this iron right off the bat is it only comes with a conical tip. It doesn't come with a chisel tip, so that's one thing I'm going to be buying probably pretty soon is a couple different tips for it. So otherwise, it's it's a cardboard box. We're going to open it up here, and we got an instruction manual, which we'll put aside. We have the iron, which actually, looking at this just off the, just as for a feel, it's a little lighter than my Solomon. It's also not got the big flare right here, which I kind of like. This is ESD safe. It is a FX-8801 26 volt 65 watt iron, and it looks like it's a DIN connection with 6 pins in it. Kind of odd packaging. I kind of wanted to pull this all differently. This is the stand. It comes with the cleaning wire, which everyone now suggests, and a sponge, and then a weighted base. And you can pull it out to clean it, I guess. It seems pretty robust. It is metal, and it's got, it's kind of neat, it's got ground points underneath there, so you can actually ground it. If that's actually, they're marked as ground, so it seems pretty stable. And let's get out the final little bit of here, which is the power supply unit. So right off the bat, I'm going to tell you I like the size of this. This is actually really, really compact. Coming from the Solomon unit, you can see it. The Solomon, it's about maybe 2/3 the size and about the same height. Outside case feels like it's maybe like a solid plastic, maybe. This is definitely metal. That's plastic. Hakko FX-888 Delta. It's 120 volts, 70 watts, 60 hertz. Now, the one complaint I've heard a lot of is the user interface for this. It is a 2-button user interface with a display. We're going to see if that's a big problem with me. Even with my Solomon, I didn't change the temperature very often. It was very much a set it and use it type thing. I really enjoy the size. It is actually nice and compact, and it's a good little small unit. The soldering iron stand, it definitely seats in there nice. Cord it feels like a silicone. I wish it could be a little looser, and it looks like it plugs in like that. It's a good. It's a solid. It's not really a solid connection. I'll take it back. It's a loose connection. The whole plug assembly is probably loose just for sake of being loose. There's more movement than I would expect there, but that may be just by design. There's no securing. There's no click-in mechanism. There's no screw-in. It just sits in there. As for the iron itself, it's light. It seems compact. I kind of wish this was a little, I don't want to say gummier, but on my Solomon, this is silicone. This is a kind of like almost a corky rubber feel, which I'm sure would be okay. So we'll keep playing with that and see how it works. That's actually really cool. If you look here, it actually gives the pinout of what the resistance should be. That's just a real neat feature. I like to see manuals that do that. It lets you easily do maintenance on it. I do not see in here where it specifically discusses how to take that tip off, but I don't want to mar up my brand new soldering iron, but it's a tool. It's not a... There it goes. Okay. Now it does have flat edges. I'm sure you could get a crescent wrench or the right size wrench and do it like that. So unscrewing that comes off. It's just a little securing nut. That's the sleeve, and that is the tip of the iron itself. Now that's actually, I'd take that back. So this actually does come, I was incorrect, this comes with a chisel tip. So that's actually a really nice surprise. And it all fits in back together very securely. Now, everything I've heard online says everyone's going to using these bronze cleaning wires. I don't know if it's bronze or brass or what it is, but it just kind of, take the iron out here. It has a little thing, finger push back here, pop it out, stick that in there, close it back up. And now I want to point out, this is actually got a heat shield in it. It is plastic. It is plastic, but it does have a heat shield, which is nice. It's not going to melt. Again, this entire assembly here is a good metal, probably just generic pot metal, but it is Hakko branded, and it's got a good feel to it, and it is even painted on the inside. It feels like it might be a powder coat. Let me go ahead and get this thing powered on, and we'll see how it works. So we've got up and enter, so let's turn it on. It's going to say 750, and wow, that's climbing very, very fast. Select to change settings, and this confirms the settings. So it's up at 750 now. I'm really impressed how fast it gets hot. Tip looks nice and shiny. So you can adjust temperature by holding the enter button down for 1 second, and it selects the number, and you push up to change that number. So I'm going to go back to 7. And then you can change what digit you're on by hitting the enter button again and go up. Actually, let's do 780 for a second. Go to that digit and let's do 781. See if it'll hold that 1 degree. I've hit it. So it's display the new temperature, and it's supposed to go up to it, but I guess maybe it's already there. This does have a preset mode I could probably play with later. That doesn't seem really painful to change. So I might just keep changing it with the numbers. I wish, I personally wish it would have a more of a user interface, but I can see where it doesn't really need it. That's it. That's the Hakko. I'm going to be using it here in the future. I'll probably do a follow-up video in a couple weeks. A couple videos kind of tell you my thoughts on it. Honestly, right now I'm pretty impressed by it. I will see how I feel about it in the future. Thank you for watching. This is I don't know when this is actually going to get posted, but this is the first video I'm officially recording for RomLabs. You know how to support the channel. If you feel like doing it, comment down below, like, share, do whatever. I'm not going to repeat all that stuff everyone else does, but this has been the Hakko FX-888 Delta unboxing and initial thoughts. Thanks for watching.